Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about empowered versus disempowered. And the weird part is, it's all about our story, right? Because we feed both of those. It's like, imagine there's a wolf on each shoulder, right? One is positive and one is negative. Well, which wolf gets fed the most? The one that we feed. With our story, positive or negative. So, as we go through life, when we learn to be an observer of our stories and other people's stories, we'll be able to hear what comes into life, what comes into our life and their life by the stories they tell. You know, millionaires, some end up on the sidewalk. Some become multimillionaires, some become billionaires. Because their story's not getting in the way. Those who end up homeless, their story got in the way. It's no different than, think about how many malls that you've seen around, like here it was the Mammoth Mart and Kmart and I don't know, 100 others. And they come in and they leave. The only one that's really ever stuck is Walmart. But that's because they have a team that can handle the size of the company. Most companies can't handle, the companies just get too big and they can't handle them anymore. And they disempower themselves, and they get in trouble. So it doesn't matter where you are on the financial scale, your story is either building you up or tearing you down. Same thing's true for health. When we are empowered, we're around a group of people that help us stay empowered. And when we are disempowered, we're usually around a group because they are the only ones that want to hear that disempowered story. Empowered people do not want to hear disempowered stories. And the more devastating your story is, the lower your energy is going to be, and the further down the rabbit hole you're going to go. It's crazy how our words are casting spells. That's nothing new, we know that. That's why they call it spelling. Well, we can tell great stories, empowering us and others around us as we move forward in life, or we can tell stories that are disempowering us. It's all words and the intention that we put on those words. Words are quantum energy. And they're between the mind and the heart. As above, so below. And it's funny how we go through life and some of we can have an empowering story in one part of our life and a very disempowering story in another part of our life. But until we're the observers, we can't hear it. We can't feel it. So really pay attention to the words, the intention, the breath that is associated with that. Disempowering stories make for shortness of breath. Empowering stories, joy, happiness, life in general, right? It's the wonder of life. And disempowering stories are, I can't wait to get out of here. My life sucks and there's nothing I can do about it. Well, if that's not a disempowering story right there, I don't know what is. And there are people who have lost everything that were multimillionaires. And when they were talking to their friends, you know, geez, I'm sorry you lost all your money. Huh? Don't worry about it. I'll get it back next week. Right? And it may take more than a week, but they already know the system. And their story is empowering. And they can gather people around again. You know, as Kiyosaki said, if you haven't failed and gone through bankruptcy 3 times, you're probably not going to make it. Think about that. That's pretty powerful. So his story was empowering, even though he lost everything. I mean, his first success, he didn't patent, and he was an overnight millionaire. And what did he invent? The Velcro wallet. But somebody else patented it because he didn't, and he went from millionaire to nothing overnight. It happens. But he never lost the dream. He never lost the story that empowered him to keep going. I can't say never, because it wasn't. Him and his wife had $16, I think it was. That was all they had, and they were living in somebody's basement because he wouldn't get a job, because he didn't want to be addicted to the paycheck, which is what most of us are. We're addicted to the paycheck. So they took the last bit of money they had and they went and bought a bucket of chicken and a 6-pack. And they shared it, they split it. And he was in a real state of depression for a while. And he called one of his friends from the military, who was on, I think he was on the East Coast, and the friend was on the West Coast. And the friend said, "I'll be right there." And he went in, and Kiyosaki was laying in bed, and he walked over and kicked him right in the ass and knocked him right out of bed. He goes, "Get up and get on with your life. That's enough thumb sucking." And you know that we don't tolerate that. And that's how he started building his career again. He needed a wake-up call. Well, we all need a wake-up call. And for many of us, it's pain. That's the only way our body can communicate with us and tell us what's wrong. Gas, bloating, sore muscles. These are all lymphatic issues, digestive issues, immune system issues. They say 80% of our immune system is in our gut. Well, it's part of our lymphatic system. And when the lymph is off, everything is off, because it can't be cleaned. And when you can't clean, things get dirty, and they get sticky, and they get sludgy. And then all of a sudden, the blood and the lymph can't flow through. And when that happens, you start to get pain. Might be a little bit at first, and you kind of put it off, and then take an aspirin or a Bufferin or something like that. And then the next thing you know, you're off to the drugstore. Drug store. Big letters right on the side of it. Drugs. What's not underneath it is third leading cause of death. Drugstore. Third leading cause of death. Underneath that, it should say number 1 in financial bankruptcy. And we go to them because they're the experts. And some of them, They're really good, but they're in a box. They can't get out. They step outside the lines of that box, the program. It's not the doctor, it's the box. There's only so much they can do. They'll wipe them out. They've done it many times before. 2 people on their own research, 27, I think, and 29 years. It's in the movie Under Our Skin. It's about Lyme disease. They were the 2 leading doctors for reversing chronic Lyme. Well, chronic Lyme does not exist, or didn't at that time, did not exist in the AMA. So what do? They disempowered them. They took everything away from them. Their license, basically kicked them out on the street, them and their families. And at the age they were, starting over would have been difficult. But they're having great success working with Lyme. So to empower ourselves is to pull our breath in. And to, when we exhale, get those emotions that are trapped in our body. Get those emotions out of our body. They're setting our limitations, and our eyes are constantly looking for them. Because it doesn't want to trigger anything. It's trying to keep us safe. And it's not us that's looking out through that. It's that little child inside, or that young adult that couldn't defend themselves. And really bad things happened to them. And it settled, went in through the breath, and it lodged somewhere in the body. And your eyes are constantly looking for that. Your eyes are hooked to everything in the body. Many people could have had great opportunities in business, but because of their limitations and how they were brought up, they couldn't see it. They were too afraid of it, so they never did it. Well, it's time to let all that go. There's no such thing as failure. There's lessons on both sides. That's why when you fail your way to success, once you're having success, it's hard to pull you back down because you're empowered by all those things you had to step over to get there. And when it comes up, you go, oh, I've been through that before. Oh, I've seen that before. And it's not going to get me this time. Maybe it didn't the first time. But the more knowledge you have going through and in business, in relationships, anything, it will empower you. Disempowered is to step away from it and fear it. That limitation is stealing your power. And I'm speaking to me on that too, by the way. I've had plenty of things in my life that have disempowered me, but I've always been, I don't know, I guess stubborn enough to say I'm going to do it anyway. And I did. And I took a lot of lumps. But I did do it. We all have, we're infinite beings in an infinite universe with infinite potential in a world of abundance. And because of how we're programmed in school, they steal our power. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that. Sit down, shut up. Stop wiggling around. We're nature. We're supposed to wiggle. And people try to disempower you, or you hear something that somebody says, and you feel disempowered. Really look at that. Be the observer. Why is that happening? What happened in my life that created that? And you may already know. and choose to let it go. The emotion, not the memory. There's a chemical reaction in the neurotransmitters. They don't touch each other. They come close. And that chemical that's running through there, that is a neurotransmitter that is a memory. So when you start building a new memory, well, it's kind of far apart. But as you keep going and you're empowering yourself and you're saying, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to step through my fear. I'm going to become my own person. I'm going to do my own thing. The more you do that, the stronger that gets. And eventually, the one that caused the limitation will split apart. And this new one that empowers you will start to take over. That's what changing our story does. Changing it from impossible to infinitely possible. The people who are at the top are not 100 times smarter than we are, but they take risks. And do they always win? No, but they get back up and keep going. If it's possible for them, it's possible for us. And that can be in relationship. It can be in painting a picture. It can be in anything. It doesn't have to be in business. It could be in your health, in the movement, in the breath, in the proper hydration, nutrition, oxygen. Keeping the body fluid, keeping it moving. And you don't have to do crazy things. Matter of fact, you can do just this. Okay? You want to pick your heel up. Your weight goes on this side, and just pick your heel up and just do this. You're generating more, you're empowering your body to heal itself. Because you're generating more energy than you're burning. You want to disempower yourself, burn more energy than you're producing. Or eat a large meal, or drink alcohol, or whatever it is. And I don't have anything against any of those. I'm just saying there are people who can drink 2 or 3 beers and fall asleep at the bar. We see them. We see it in the movies even. I mean, those are actors, but I mean, they're acting out real things. Thanksgiving dinner. Football game comes on. Everybody's unbuckling their pants and sitting on the lazy boy recliner, right? And they fall asleep, and they're snoring, and there's drool coming out of their mouth. That's because there's not enough energy to digest their food and keep their body going. So the body's smart enough to put you to sleep. It's pretty simple. That's why eating light meals is so powerful. Take 60% of your available energy to digest a large meal or a heavy meal. You know, as people without gallbladders, I have not met one person, not one, who has had the gallbladder out, that they actually told them they can't eat foods with heavy oils. They didn't even talk about diet. But it's more fruits, berries, melons, veggies, because the oils that are in, like in fried food and peanut butter and those kind of things, you eat too much of that and you're in for a ride. Talk about disempowerment. Because the gallbladder is a storage place for the bile, and it is it's regulated so that when those heavy oils come by from the peanut butter or fried food or whatever, it puts bile out, but it only does it when that type of oil goes by. When they take your gallbladder out, that doesn't happen anymore. It's a constant drip, drip, drip. And when you eat heavy oils, it doesn't work. Let's do this one. You are the commander-in-chief of your story. You are the commander-in-chief of your body. Don't let it tell you. Let me rephrase that. You tell it. But we have to learn to listen to it. We have lost the language of the body. And it's in so much pain, it's screaming because it's trying to get your attention. And what it needs is proper hydration, nutrition, oxygen, movement. Just simple stuff like this. Do it during the commercials. You know, the lymphatic pump, which I've been through this in every video, balls of the feet and the diaphragm. So when you breathe through your nose, a nice deep belly breath, the diaphragm drops, it's massaging your organs and glands, the heart relaxes, the lungs relax, they're filling with air, because lungs can't breathe, they're just a sac, so it's the ability of our chest to be able to expand, our back, nice belly breath, and then when we exhale, comes back up. Well, 2/3 of our fluid is right here, and that diaphragm is just like a plunger in a toilet. You get a plug in the toilet, you take the plunger out, and it goes up and down, right? Same thing with the diaphragm. You get a plug in here in the lymphatic system, anywhere in the body really, and you get that diaphragm going up and down, and it's changing the pressure, and it's massaging everything, and it's breaking up dense tissue. It's moving mucus, it's moving blood and lymph. So it can get into tissue that it might not have been in for a long time. There's a lot of tissue in the body, especially where there's pain. It's dying of dehydration. It's suffocating from lack of oxygen. And it's starving to death from lack of nutrition. And then it's burning in its own acid because the lymphatic system can't get to it to clean it. That's how simple the system is. It's not difficult. There aren't words that long from another language, which is what they love to use because people go, oh, that guy must be smart. Oh, that guy knows what he's talking about. Oh, that guy or that person. It's not always a guy. There's a lot of great women doctors out there too. But you have to find the right one. Cut, burn, medicate. That's all they have. Okay, let's open the 6 lymphatic gates. Enough rambling for a minute. Hi everybody. Glad you could all join us. So, let me get up here. Pull the shirt out here because it works a lot better for me if my t-shirt is here because it allows my finger to slide better. So above and below the collarbone, right next to the neck, okay? This one underneath, this is actually tissue between the rib cage and the collarbone. And if this gets sore, if it is sore, don't push on it really hard. Just, you know, pat it, move it around. Same with this. This gate, we want to keep that open. And if you don't have time to do all of them and you're going through your day and you remember, yeah, just hit this one. Same thing on the other side. This one down here, this in the rib cage, this one can be sore on a lot of people. And we want to make sure that that's good. Okay? And then, so that's gate 1. Gate 2 behind the ears, above the jaw. I noticed my phone is on red already, so my battery is, so this might be a quick video. Down, right down that muscle down side of the neck, pulls it right into gate 1. Drains the head. Help eliminate brain fog, forgetfulness, dementia, Alzheimer's. Coconut oil too, 1 tablespoon a day. You can put it in a smoothie. You can just take it, a spoon, and put it in your mouth and swallow it. That will help a lot with a lot of things going on in the head. All right, gate 3, where the shoulder rolls into the chest plate. There's a little groove there. All right, so gate 4, under the solar plexus, goes all the way down around the belly button. This is all vagus nerve down through. It comes right out behind your ear, right where you did this, okay? Everything that comes out of the head comes through a little hole right there. And the vagus nerve comes down. Autonomic nerve, vagus nerve, comes right down. And it comes right down over the stomach. So when you're doing your breath work, in through the nose, out through the mouth, is what I prefer. You might not prefer that. You might prefer just, you gotta get that diaphragm to drop. Better through the nose, nitric oxide is created. We want to do a nice deep belly breath through the nose. And we exhale and exhale everything out. Try to touch your spine with your belly button, okay? Exhale. And then just gently tap. This is good to do even if you don't open up the gate. Just tap your belly. Sends a little shock wave through. It'll help break up scar tissue, dense tissue. You can also take the heels of your hands across like this and back with your fingers. And then I switch. You don't have to, but I prefer to switch back and forth. Okay, then we're going to come, let me see, we're going to do, yeah. I keep wanting to do the chest, but we're going to go down to gate 5, which is the groin. So, I'm going down through. You want to keep all tissues moving. I want to get that lymph flowing through. There's a lot of lymph nodes right here. And this backs up. We're in trouble. And gate 6, behind the knees. And try to get on the side of the knees at the same time. Again, breaking up dense tissue. So I think I'm going to post something else tonight. And it is not, evidently, misinformation, because it's on YouTube and no misinformation has come along, but it's men and it shows them from here up going through labor pains and giving birth. No false information there. So, okay, so we've gone through the gate 6. Now we're going to be going through the rib cage here. And if you know where they are, you're going to start right under the collarbone, which we've already done. If this starts to swell, it can close that gate. So we want to get that going back and forth. Like I said, if you can't feel where they are, don't worry about it. If you're doing this with your fingers apart, it's getting down in there. You can't move that without moving something. And tap under your arms, a lot of lymph nodes right here. You want to keep that area nice and clean. And go right up and down your sternum. Right in here, there's a meridian for your lungs. That'll help keep your lungs going. Get under your arms. Tap your shoulders. Tap your head. Gently rub your eyes, your lips. Pinch your eyebrows. Start right at the very beginning, right here. And just pinch and hold for a second. Then move over like the width of your thumb. Pinch and hold. Again, pinch and hold. Again, pinch and hold. One more time. And then pinch your temple right here. And then put your thumbs there and press. Nice deep belly breath through the nose. And when you exhale, just give your body permission to relax. Tap along the top of the head, down over the back. Breathing in and out through the nose. Across the temples. Okay, so this one is for kidneys. All right, let me see, I was trying to remember, I learned a new one, I believe it was this. This will work though. So we're going to push our hands out like this. The inhale will come this way. And we'll just push our hands down. And it'll come up. Okay, we'll come up on our toes. For those that can, if you need to hang on something, don't worry about it. You can hang on to it. And you just kind of get that shock on your heels. It comes up through the body and it strengthens bones, makes the bone marrow, makes red and white blood cells. And the air going in goes into the marrow and it helps create red blood cells. So this is the inhale. Exhale. Two more. I think that was three, but anyway, you know what I mean. So let's, this one is for the kidneys. Also, that is for kidneys. Also help with liver. This one we start up here. This is the inhale. And when we exhale through our mouth, we come down around like this. We pretend there's a pool of water here. And how far down you bend, if you can only go to here, that's where you go. If you can go all the way down to here, that's where you go. All right, so we dip our arm in the water, and with our imagination, we feel it get cool. And we come up and we feel the water running down our arm. And if you can't right now, don't worry about it. This is the inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, and then we'll pull his hand right up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And as you stand up, use both hands. Up on your toes if you can. And I find if I have my hands out in front, because this is about the alignment of your body, head, hips, ankles, toes, right? I find if I have my hands out here instead of back here, I'm more stable. And then we turn our hands down, okay, and we exhale. Right into kind of a horse stance. Okay, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time when we inhale, we'll stop at the top. And we'll go this way out. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to be working on the neck here for a minute. And I don't know when my phone's going to cut out, but we're going to find out. All right, so we're going to inhale through the nose. That's going to be dragging up the chest. Hopefully you can see me. And we try to keep our shoulders down and our head up. And then we exhale out like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you do that for half an hour, 45 minutes a day, and you have like severe lung issues, that'll clear it. There was a woman that needed lung transplant, and this was at Mayer Hospital, and they found out about Cheney Lee, sent her to him, 3 months. She was in for a double lung transplant, and they were waiting for the donor. Went to him, 3 months, no lung transplant. Her lungs were absolutely perfect. That's how powerful we are. That's how powerful our breath is. And if you have something that's truly stuck in your body and you can't get it out, ride around in your car screaming. Put your face in a pillow, scream, and get it out. The vibration will lift it and take it out. And you feel like the weight of the world has been taken off your shoulders. So let's do this one. I am lifting my heels at the same time. And we'll finish up with like iron. Now this one, some of you might only want to use like 40% of your strength, because this is a tough exercise. And for those that want to give 175%, go for it. But remember, you did it yourself. All right. So I'll probably do about 50%. We put our hands together like this, okay? And we're making like a ring all the way around, right around here, okay? And our shoulders. And we're holding that tight. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Then I'm going to do 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out. Don't forget, when your hands are open, you get more wiggle down here and a little bit up here. But when you just close your hands, you don't have to tighten your fist. The bicep and tricep will get a lot of shake. And that's really good for wings and all kinds of things. Keeping that tissue moving, breaking that density up, okay? So now we're going to put our hands against her side, and we're going to put our head back, and we're going to flex our shoulders and our upper back. And we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we're going to do stomach. I'm going to take a deep breath through the nose, belly breath. I'm going to exhale everything out. Try to get that belly button back to the spine. And I'm going to count to 10 on the hold, on the breath hold. So here we go. And exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale and exhale. 1, inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to do the lower part of our body all in one. Usually we do the hips and the butt separate and then do the legs. So we're going to do them all at the same time. Hips, butt, thighs, knees, calves, and feet. We're going to work all that muscle group. So tighten the hips, the butt, thighs, knees, calves, and kind of curl your toes into the floor. Okay? And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Tighten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. We don't want to leave any of that acid in there. We want to get that all out. Okay, now we have to do the face. So we're just going to squint. And we're going to do the neck at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's do a few deep breaths. And just gently relax. Now, some of you might be in full sweat right now. All right? Because this is a very powerful movement. All right? So you might want to just move our arms a little bit, but don't let anyone disempower you. Listen, be the observer. Listen to their story and figure out what they're doing, what they're trying to tell you. Is it empowering you or disempowering you? Because you're in control of the whole thing. Both stories. So, for some of you, it might be a good idea to do what I had to do, and that was rewrite my story so that I believed in myself and what I could do. And that's all it takes is changing the words, doing a little movement, getting your breath going, understanding that the body is a tuning fork and it's out of tune. If you're out of balance, if you have pain, it's out of tune. And it's trying to help you understand that something needs to be done to bring that back in. And it's usually emotion, because every breath has an emotion associated with it, and every emotion has a breath. When you're angry, you hold your breath. Your words are sharp. Your actions are sharp. When you're in love, it's soft and gentle. Breath is long and deep. Joy, happiness, these are all high oxygen things. Anger, sadness, depression. So you know what you're crimping right here? Your whole autonomic nerve. And it can't function properly. So it's shortness of breath. Just stand like this and try to take a deep breath. But when you're happy, when you're laughing, everything is good because you're getting oxygen in your body. So every morning when you get up, because you just came from a low oxygen situation, people can be angry if you wake them up, but they hardly ever wake up laughing because there's not enough oxygen to create that. So there's a thing called laughing yoga. We had Jasmine come up and do a laughing yoga class. It was amazing. I mean, literally amazing. So we've tried it, but you know, we just don't have the magic like she does. She's amazing. So anyway, love you guys. I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you're manifesting into your life through your story, through your empowerment, everything you want. Peace, happiness, financial freedom, whatever it is for you at this time. All right? Love you guys. See you in the next video. Glad that battery lasted. Wow.